Let me take a second. Oh, here we go. All right, welcome back to another episode of Cardinal Craze. I'm your host, John Today. Today on the show, we have running back Justin Williams out of Georgia. Justin, how you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Oh, I can't complain. Just staying indoors, trying to stay 6 feet apart from everyone, including my wife. Just joking. All right. Okay, so today on the show, we're going to be talking to Justin about his recruitment process, what's going on in his life, and a little bit, and get to know Justin while also talking about a little bit of Louisville football and seeing where his recruitment takes him in the future. All right, so Justin, just kind of wanted to ask, how are you feeling today? Is everything going okay? Is your mom, dad, is everyone staying safe?
Yes, sir. Everybody's been blessed. No, we haven't had any problems with COVID recently. We did have a problem in the summer, but that's far gone. So we've been good. We haven't had any problems. So been blessed.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that you're blessed. And you told me off camera that you and your mother actually got COVID in the summertime, and you actually told me that the effects weren't anything long lasting and that you're doing good, which is great to hear. And I'm glad that everything is going well for you and you're staying blessed.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you play for East Paulding High School, and you are technically positioned at outside linebacker and running back, but you actually prefer running back, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I played that my freshman year. I was a full-time linebacker my freshman year. I didn't transition over to back to running back till my sophomore year, which I ended up breaking my foot my sophomore year in the first game of the season, so I missed the majority of my sophomore season. But the reason why I didn't really play running back my freshman year is because they had like three running backs, and I don't know if you know Tyrell Robinson. He plays at Army now. He was a starting running back at East Paulding,
Oh,
and
okay.
he was a pretty good back. So I had big shoes to fill, I would say. So I couldn't just come in and just take the job. I had to work for it. So
Yeah, of course. And from what you've accumulated, you have filled those big shoes. So this past season, you actually ran 1,477 yards, and you actually had 286 receiving yards and 19 touchdowns. And you were actually telling me off camera about how you ran a 60-yard post. Okay, and you
yes,
caught it. Did you
sir.
make it? Did you make a touchdown in that during that game?
Yes, sir.
All
I
right.
did. So I was lined up. I was lined up over the guard, and I
Mhm.
came out the backfield, ran a post. Quarterback hit me straight down the seam, and took it to the house.
All right. Well, that's great to hear. So let me ask you:
Yes,
are
sir.
you excited about this coming season? And you get to play one more time, right?
Yes, sir. I get one more season. I am very excited. I feel like I still have a lot. I have a lot of improving to do. I can still improve my game a lot. I mean,
Mhm.
I feel like anybody should just never be satisfied with what they did last season. You should always look at how can you improve it. Like you can, there's always some way. No matter who you are, there's always some way you can improve your game. So my biggest thing for me this year is improving my game and taking it to that next level. So
All right. Well, that's great to hear that you want to take it to your next level. Now, COVID's affected us over the year, and I wanted to ask, how has your training transitioned from what it was from pre-COVID and now post-COVID?
so pre-COVID, I didn't really do too much training. I would say like footwork wise, I didn't. I was just doing more of just working out, just trying to get bigger. Because we play in a really tough region, so you got to be pretty big if you want to be able to
Mhm.
carry a load in this region. So I really worked on getting bigger, but then the mishap happened with my broken foot, so that kind of set me back. I lost a little bit of weight, nothing crazy, but I
Mhm.
lost some weight there. But I was just pretty much when pre-COVID, I was just worried about getting my foot right. My coach's biggest concern for me this year was just making sure I was durable, like make sure I didn't get hurt again. Because I actually broke it twice. I broke it the
Oh,
spring practice going into my sophomore year, and then I broke it in the first game of the season. So he was just iffy about how my foot was going to be this year. So his biggest thing with me was durability. And so this year, post COVID, my foot was fine. I didn't really have any problems out of it all season. I did a lot of footwork training, just trying to get that second gear, trying to get faster. Which surprisingly, I did. I've definitely gotten faster since my sophomore season, or just in general. You know, I'd have to give thanks to Coach Blankenship. I don't know if you know Rodrigo Blankenship.
No, unfortunately, I do not. But hey, I love to meet new people, so that would be perfect to get to know one of your coaches.
Yeah, Coach Blankenship. His son Rodrigo Blankenship is the kicker for the Indianapolis Colts. He played at Georgia. You may know him by Hot Rod.
Not too familiar with Hot Rod, but I'm sure. I was just saying, I'm sure I can Google him and find out more information about him.
Yeah, but yeah, he really worked with me this offseason, just trying to get my footwork right, get that second gear, and just being able to make people miss an open field, which I feel like I improved on bigly this year, which was one of my I wouldn't say my weaknesses, but I didn't feel like it was where he needed to be at, and I can still be improving it right now. I still can fine tune it, which I will be doing. I'm gonna be trying to get my footwork better, trying to get faster, and still trying to get stronger. So that was pretty much what I did post COVID, was just footwork, trying to get faster, and just trying to have that second gear this year.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're working on that second gear, and I'm glad that you've been able to avoid those injuries that you suffered during your first couple seasons with the team. Now, I kind of wanted to ask, who do you model your game after? Is there anyone in particular? Do you have an NFL player, or was it someone on the team who has now gone off to a Power 5 program that you've modeled your game after?
Well, I tried to model my game around Alvin Kamara, because he's just not one-dimensional back. He's a three-down back. He can catch the ball, block, and run the ball. Every team wants a back that can just not run the ball, but also catch the ball, and then most importantly block. So that's what I try to model my game around.
Well, you got to be able to block as a running back too, because I'll tell you, just being that one-dimensional run, that really doesn't work. Well, a lot of times I'll say.
Right.
So for the most part, growing up in Georgia, you actually told me off screen that you grew up in Brooklyn, New York, right? Or you were born there?
Yes, sir. I was born in Brooklyn, New York. I moved up to Georgia when I was 5 years old. I didn't even start playing football until I was around 9 years old, and I played defensive lineman. I tended to be a little bit heavier and bigger than all the kids in my grade, so I played like D-line and offensive lineman all the way up until my 8th grade year. And so we ended up my 8th grade year not having a lot of players. We ended up having 14 players, and a lot of players that played on our team last year didn't want to play this year. So I said, why not and go try to play running back? And I kind of started to grow into my body and kind of slim down. So I kind of just like started growing in my body, and I tried running back, and then I had a pretty good season my 8th grade year running back, and ever since then I love playing running back. So that's pretty much how that all started.
Well, that's quite amazing, and I'm glad that you've been able to transfer from a lineman to running back, and I'm glad that you've been able to find your footing per se. Now, I did kind of want to ask, who is helping you with your decision? Is your family members, like every offer you get, are they helping you do research on the team, or are you doing more of that independently?
Well, right now they haven't really. They've been kind of like on me about, not really on me, but they've like kind of been here and there checking like out the schools, but they haven't really like made it to where like, oh, we want you to go here, we need you to go here, because they still tell me it's early. So I'm just still kind of waiting it out, seeing wherever I fit best. It's not, I haven't really thought about where I wanted to go so far, or just like I haven't really had them really say like, you have to go here, or we need you to go here, or this school is standing out, because I still got one season left, so I'm just kind of trying to wait that out and just see where everything goes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad to hear that, and you do have some time, and that's one of the best things is that you get to kind of get to start off the year with just kind of sitting back and seeing what offers you get, and hopefully being able to go on some visits. Now, you actually just got a bunch of offers in. You kind of posted back in December that you had Akron, you had Louisville, Kansas, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Nebraska, and Tennessee Tech as your top, as some of your offers. Recently, you have gotten offer from the University of Arkansas. You've gotten an offer from the University of Miami, Ohio. And most recently, I think it was January 2nd on here, is on your Twitter, it says that you got an offer from Duke University. Now, that's quite the assortment of offers you've gotten in about basically almost a month. And I did want to ask about Louisville, and I did want to kind of talk to you a little bit about that. Some of the fans maybe a little bit wondering what your relationship was like with Coach McKenzie, and what you know about Louisville so far, and possibly if you play at Louisville, can you see yourself playing at Louisville?
Yeah, I could. But me and Coach McKenzie, we had a great relationship. He's a profound dude. He just, he always talked to me about just, consistency, and about, how Louisville, like, they consistently have running backs that rushed over 1,000 yards. So, he was a great guy. He talked to me just like he was, like, just not even as a coach, just like as a regular person, just as advice. He was a great guy. Me and him had a great relationship. He actually is pretty close to one of my coaches. Coach Hicks is one of our strength and conditioning coordinator. So, but yeah, me and Coach McKenzie, we had a pretty good relationship. He didn't just talk about the X and O's. He talked about life, texting me, check up on me. Just tell me to have a good day and stuff like that. Just keep me motivated. Just that's little things. Little things matter. So just stuff like that.
Yeah, of course. And currently some Louisville fans may be watching this online, or they may jump on, but they do know that Coach McKenzie has left to go coach at Vanderbilt at running back. And so you do have an offer from Vandy, and you actually told me off screen that he did talk to you and say that he would still be in contact with you, even though he was transitioning.
Yes, sir. He just basically told me. Yeah, he just basically told me that he's going to keep that relationship there. He told me he feels that I'm a good back. So he just, he was just telling me no matter like where he goes, he's going to still try to keep that relationship there. So
yes, of course. Yeah, and I'm glad he's still keeping contact with you. Now, mind you, we want you at Louisville. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, whoever we get in as running back coach, obviously they're going to reach out to you. They're going to talk to you. They may not be talking to you right now because we don't have anyone currently, but the coaching staff is working on that, and they're working on getting in a running back coach. And whenever they get in, I'm sure they're going to be reaching out to you. And that kind of brings me to my second question I wanted to ask. If you could go on a visit to any school currently, where would you want to start?
Like out of any school? Honestly,
yeah.
It's just up to you. Wherever you want to start with it, I'm fine, honestly.
Well, it's up to you because this is kind of like, where would you want to go first? Is there a particular school that stands out to you the most? Yeah.
What school would I like to? As of right now, I'd probably say Nebraska. I've never been there before, and also I have a pretty good relationship I think with Coach Held and Coach Rude and Coach Frost. So I've never been there. I just I want to see what it has to offer. I love to go to places I've never been before. I just want to check the atmosphere out there pretty much. So if I had to go somewhere first, it'd probably be out to Nebraska.
All right. Now, let me ask you, how do you feel about the coaching staff at Louisville? Are they close, kind of right behind Nebraska as a stopping point that you would want to go visit?
Yes, sir. Without a doubt. Also Louisville is not too far away from home. I've watched Louisville over the years. They've always had pretty solid football teams. The coaching staff up there is pretty good. So it's probably not too far away. Honestly.
Okay. Now, does your choice at where you go to school at would you want to be more home close, or does distance matter? Or not matter, I
Honestly, it
guess, in a
doesn't really
sense.
matter. I want to, yeah, yeah. Honestly, it doesn't really matter to me. It's just where I feel like I'm at home, like a place where I feel comfortable and a place I have a good relationship with my coaches. Like I just want to go somewhere that, I feel like it's at home. The coaches, I trust the coaches and the players around me. I can trust them and they feel like brothers to me pretty much.
Okay. Well, so you're looking for a good cultural scene, and you're looking for hopefully a good college scene as well. Hopefully, playing in the Power Five. But you never know. I mean, sometimes you get the great star players like you, and they go to smaller schools and they stand out. Or I mean, it just really depends. Okay, so I wanted to ask. So
Uh,
outside of football, what other interests or hobbies do you have?
what interest I like to do?
Yes.
So I love to hang out with my friends. Like to just go hang out, have a good time with my friends. I love to work out. And sometimes I just like to come home and just play the video game with my friends. I'm just like a regular old kid, Sometimes you just come home, just want to play the video game. I just hop on, play 2K or Madden, just with my friends, and just have a good time with them.
Yeah, of course. Now, do you have any hidden talents? Per se, are you like great at knitting? Can you
Oh,
shoot from half court?
I say my hidden talent was not too many people know this, but I can paint. I actually have a painting back there. I don't know if you want to go grab it, but
Oh,
I painted that when I was like 11, but I stopped. I can still paint and draw and stuff, but I haven't really put the top into it because I've been so busy. But
mhm.
I kind of have a thing for art. I
Okay.
love artwork. So and I love drawing. I love painting. So but I just
Now,
really have had the time to really fill that void.
now, would you like to pursue an art degree at whatever university you go to?
No, sir. I want to pursue a pre med degree
Okay.
in whatever school I go to.
So you want to work in the medical field? Do you know what type of medical field you want to get into?
I want to be an anesthesiologist.
Okay. I'm kind of an anesthesiologist. I'm kind of blanking on what that is. I'm so sorry.
It's the guy that puts you to sleep basically. So like the guy that gives the injection that puts you to sleep right before you get surgery, basically is what it is.
Oh, see, I've had that guy before, and he's great. Gives you the best. I don't know what it is, but it's the best. You wake up, and it's you're still
Yes,
drowsy. All right. Well,
yes, sir.
so let me ask you, who's your favorite NFL team?
I have to say the Falcons, but I'm not really too happy with them right now,
Okay.
honestly.
Well, what about the Ravens? Lamar Jackson. Is that does that kind of help a little with the Louisville situation?
Say that one more time. The mic kind of cut out.
Oh, it did. Okay, I was just saying. What about the Ravens, Mr. Lamar Jackson? I was
Oh,
just saying, does that help out with the Louisville situation with waiting on the new coach and just Lamar Jackson went to Louisville, Jair Alexander, Mekhi Becton. Does that kind of help your decision a little?
I mean, it does. It does in a way. When you have a big player that goes to a school like Lamar or Jair Alexander, it does help because it just shows you like you can make it out. Really, anybody can make it out anywhere. It's just about
Yeah.
what you do and how you do when you're out of school. But I mean, it does help because Lamar and Jair they both went out to the NFL to be. They still are great players and they're doing their thing right now. So I mean, it does help in a way. Honestly.
Well, that's good to hear. And I did want to ask. So you kind of talked about video games. What do you like to play when you do have some free time?
I love to play Madden and 2K. I'm up for Madden 2K sports guy or Call of Duty Cold War, Call of Duty Black
Okay.
Ops. I think it's Black Ops Cold War. I like to hop on that with my friends. Just those three games right there: Cold War, Black Ops, and not I said Cold War and Black Ops, Cold War 2K and Madden. That would be my go-to three games right there. I'll just play those with my friends, and I'm good on those three games right there. That's all I need.
Okay, well, that's great to hear. Yeah, Cold War is pretty fun. I did like how they actually slowed down the game a little bit compared to the older generations, where it's just fast paced, and they kind of slowed it down just a little bit for the
Yeah.
players. So, so do you play as the Falcons whenever you play like 2K or I'm sorry, Madden? I was thinking of 2K football, but that's been a long time.
No, I actually don't. The Falcons on Madden are just horrific. I mean, I tend to see. I play with the Chiefs, and I also play as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Because I mean, the Falcons on Madden, their defense is just awful. Oh, on
Okay,
Madden, I should say. Their defense,
I,
I mean,
I tell you, for a Falcons fan, this is very interesting because everything you've told me is basically just anti-Falcon, and it's just I'm going a whole new direction, whole new team, you know. So, but yeah, I mean, I understand. You know, this isn't their year. They'll get better. They'll get a new quarterback. They'll get a new system, and you know they'll get back to where they were.
right. And I hope they do. Everything takes time, so I guess they just need to take that time to rebuild and just get back to going how they were before all this when they have that one good year. But I hope they can get back up there. It takes time, and it takes a process. So might just have to wait it out and see where they go from there.
Yeah, of course, and you know they'll get back up there. No worries. Okay, so the last two questions I'm going to ask. So the first one is, what challenges have you had to overcome, or any adversities that were put in front of you? Now, I guess you could kind of reference back to breaking your ankle twice. Did you say it was
But
twice,
my
or was it
foot
just
breaking my
it was your foot?
yeah, I broke my foot twice. The spring of my sophomore year, or no, the spring of my freshman year,
Hmm.
and then the beginning of my sophomore year.
Okay, well, now did you ever kind of get scared that you may never be able to play football again when you broke it, or was it just kind of like seemingly
Um,
trying to there was a transition that happened and you just didn't realize it? Next thing you know, you're good to go.
I wouldn't say I was scared that I was never gonna play again. I
Hmm.
think I was more scared of somebody else being able to take my position. Somebody else being able to get the opportunity that I wasn't able to do because my foot was broke. But I mean, I don't say I was never scared to never play football again because I don't, that just never came across my mind. I just thought, few months I'll be back ready to go. So that my
Oh,
biggest concern was probably just somebody else taking over the spot, and I may not ever get the chance, but I ended up earning my spot back. Was just handed to me. I had to work for it, and I had a pretty solid season this year. Thank God I didn't
mhm.
have any injuries or anything. Injury free this year, and I guess it just has to do with the maturity of my body. So I'm still
Yeah.
learning my body. So that's been good. So I've been pretty good on that. So that's
All
probably the
right.
biggest thing for me. Just the whole broken foot situation. Probably
Yeah.
the biggest thing I went through my freshman through sophomore year. Because I mean, we had a pretty another talented back ran through me.
Mhm.
He doesn't really have the measurables. Like I think he's like 5'7", like 170 something. But he was pretty good. I mean, he was pretty good. He could get the job done too. So it wasn't it wasn't never to where like if I wasn't there that there was just a huge drop off. He was right
Yeah.
up there. He gave me competition. So I always had to work for my spot. It wasn't just here you go, just here's your spot back.
Okay. Well, and I'm glad to hear that, and I'm glad that you were able to recover from that, and you've been able to overcome that. Now, my last question I wanted to ask is, who's your biggest supporter or motivator in your family, or even outside of your family?
I have to say first, my mom and my dad for sure. My mom and my dad, 100%. They always support me, always want me to be better. And I'd say my two closest friends, Marcus and Julian, they always push me to be better and always want me to strive to be good, to strive
Mhm.
to be successful in whatever I do. So they always push me to that next level. So I'm thankful for all of them, always pushing me.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that they're always pushing you, and you got a good supporting family, and you got good supporting friends. All right, well, we're going to do the closing, and then Justin, just keep on the line, and we'll keep talking after. And for the most part, we really hope that whatever new running back coach comes in, he's able to build a better and newer relationship with you, and hopefully get you out to Louisville for a visit sometime soon. Whenever this dead period ends, but for the most part, go Cards. All right. Thank you, Justin, for coming out on the show. I'm about to end the broadcast, and we can talk after. All right.
Problem. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for joining us for another rendition of Cardinal Craze.
Yes, sir.
All right.